This is Chapter 2 in the textbook Basics of Acting. To get an idea of what an actor does, what the actor's job is, look at the word actor itself. An actor is one who acts, someone who does, who sets out to accomplish something, who works towards a goal. Good acting is active. The good actor does things, makes choices, finds interesting behavioral options. The good actor finds ways to take action, ways that reveal his or her character clearly. This technique gives the good actor a solid yet flexible base for the role as it develops. Bad acting is passive. The poor or untrained actor tries to be the character and feel what the character is feeling. The passive actor doesn't know how to figure out what the character is trying to do, and thus has to rely on instinct to figure out what the character is feeling. Unfortunately, instinct is often just another name for guesswork. There's no way to harness it and make it work for you. The poor, or passive, actor has no technique and therefore doesn't do anything. So the audience can't tell what is going on with the character. How technique helps. Learning to act is a lot like learning to play a musical instrument or basketball. You have to learn the basics, the notes, rhythm, dynamics, or how to shoot, dribble, and rebound, or how to choose what your character does before you can interpret Mozart, sink a skyhook, or play Romeo and Juliet. There are some simple tasks that you can apply to any character in any play. These tasks help you decide what your character does in the play. These tasks also help you fit your character into the action of the whole play and into the web of character relationships within it. If you are to be an exciting actor and not a passive performer of stereotypes, you will need command over intention and obstacle. And you will need to be aware of the biographical analysis and the given circumstances. These tasks, the basic elements of acting, are derived from the work of Konstantin Stanislavski. These basics have been used by acting professionals in one form or another all over the globe for almost 100 years. And once you master intention and obstacle, you can put them into operation skillfully. You will be well on your way towards being a strong and exciting actor, not a passive and boring one. Once you master biographical analysis in given circumstances, you will be equipped to make intelligent and interesting choices concerning intention and obstacle. We briefly discussed these terms in the first chapter, but it is time now to take a more detailed look. The more you know about the character, the more intelligent and creative you can be in making interesting choices for rehearsal and performance to enhance the life of the character. These choices come as you work the role. That means that you build on what the script tells you, the interchanges you have with your partner as you rehearse, the feedback which you get from your director and your classmates in preview performances. Every day, you make choices about what you will do to get things done, or to get done the things you want or need to do during that day. So you are constantly faced with lots of options. Any one of these options will lead you down a path with other possibilities and more options. So you weigh the best decision as you consider your choices. Shall I go to the bank before I go to class? If I do, I might be late for class. What will happen in that case? Or should I go to the bank after class? If I do, I may be too late to catch my friend at the student union. If I don't, I may risk bouncing a check. Actors read the script to see what choices the characters make throughout the course of the play. The actor constantly asks, how do the choices my character makes bring me closer to where I want to go? But it goes deeper than that. You will get the opportunity to make lots of choices which are not specifically in the script, but which come from your own understanding of the character's needs and behavior patterns. This is where the fun of acting comes in. This is why no two performances are ever alike. Yes, you must be true to the script and to the director's interpretation of that script, but you will get to make hundreds of choices as to how the character gets from the beginning of the play to the end. Intention. The word intention points you to a goal. It is the thing the character wants, the goal. If you intend to do something, then all of your efforts will be brought towards accomplishing that goal. Your desires, wants, and needs determine what trajectory your actions will take. In actors' language, your intention is what you want to do. Please note that it is sometimes called by other terms: motivation, objective, goal, victory, etc. For the purpose of simplicity, we will stick with the term intention in this text. Personal intention. Since most plays are based on real life, it should be no surprise to you that the intentions which drive a character in a drama are quite similar to the intentions you yourself have in life. We have all learned how setting personal goals help us to focus our doing and allows us to keep on the path that gets us to the objective, the goal we set. What goals do you have? Personal, financial, spiritual, social, physical, etc. Look at the samples below and then jot down a couple for yourself. Example: I want to graduate from college with a degree in blank. I want to marry blank and raise a family. I want to play the accordion for parties. I want to get along with my roommates. I want to make friends with everyone I meet. I want to date blank. I want to pay off my college expenses. Now write your own personal goals for this year. Number 1, I want to blank. Number 2, I want to blank. Now write your own personal goals for the next 5 years. Number 3, I want to blank. Number 4, I want to blank. Notice that each of the goals in the model is in active verb form. I want to pay off, to graduate, to marry, etc. These words give us specific actions to do to achieve these goals. Therefore, the goals are measured by the activity which takes us there. Now, try to do the same with the personal goals you have listed above, expressing forward movement in the plot of your life. Put these goals in strong active verb form. That means avoiding the words to be or to become. Continue to adjust intentions, the intentions you have written above, as you check out the following basic rules in selecting an intention. 1. Choose strong and vital verbs. Instead of saying, I want to be a senior next year, say, I want to nail my classes this year, or I want to pass with flying colors. Make sure that you have an active verb which follows I want in the sentence. Instead of saying, I want my parents to respect me, say, I want to convince my parents of my character and integrity. Number 2, try to pin down the specific action it will take to accomplish your goal. Instead of saying, I want to have money, say, I want to get a fabulous job and invest wisely. Number 3, don't get too grandiose, but try to capture your real need. Instead of saying, I want to achieve self-fulfillment, say, I want to look in the mirror every morning and like who I see. Number 4, choose an intention that directly acts upon others. Say, I want to inspire a legitimate Hollywood producer to request me for the lead of his movie. Don't say, I want to be a famous actor or actress. Notice that word choice is very important here. We try to pick the very best words to express our deepest desires. Think carefully about verbs, modifiers, direct objects. Example, nail, fabulous, producer. As you try to pin down what action it would take to accomplish your goals. There will be more on the topic of how important word choices are in Chapter 10. Character intention. Since most plays and real life are so much alike, seeing the similarities between your personal goals and those of the character is not difficult. In fact, the world of the play is less complicated than real life. In a play, the events are simplified to reveal only a portion of the character's life. This is necessary for cohesiveness in the plot, so the play doesn't take a lifetime to perform. However, this simplification of plot makes selecting an intention for the character much easier, since the action of the play will focus on only one portion of this character's needs or goals. But whether the play is a simplified version of life or not, the intention a character has in a play is without a doubt the most important piece of information you as an actor can have above the role you play. Everything the character does, all her choices, each of her actions is connected to that intention. And your knowledge about what the intention is drives all your subsequent choices and decisions about the life and action of your character. Thus, the first question you ask when you approach a role is, what does my character want to do? The answer to this question is the character's intention for the play. When you approach a role, first read the play and list all of the possibilities for your character's intention. Remember to keep your answer to the question in active verb form. You will eventually pick just one, but it helps to get all the possibilities in front of you before you settle on one perfect intention for the role. For example, let's suppose you are playing the character of Romeo in the play Romeo and Juliet by Shakespeare. After reading the play, you know that Romeo does the following things. He bemoans the loss of his former girlfriend. He goes to a party to forget the girlfriend. He falls for a new girl. He arranges to meet her secretly. He marries the girl. He tries to prevent a fight between her family and his. He accidentally kills one of her family. He runs away. He goes back to see her. He finds out that she is dead. He decides to kill himself to be with her. He buys poison and goes to her tomb. He kills himself at her side. It is worth thinking about some of your work in acting as though you were a detective. You have the play to work with. The play is your evidence. And in its dialogue, stage directions, setting notes, even in its prop lists, are the basic information from which you will develop your character. You have already discovered that just saying dialogue out loud in your own voice and person is not acting. Somewhere between when you are assigned a role and when you do an actual performance lies a lot of discovery and investigation on your part. So, now it's time to be a detective. What holds this role together? Let's work with Romeo. What does Romeo want to do throughout the play? What constant force or goal keeps him on the track that leads through all of these steps to the final action of the play? In other words, what is Romeo's intention? Here are some possibilities for Romeo's intention. 1, to be happy. That's pretty passive. 2, to find love. This is too general. It doesn't include anyone else directly. 3, to go to bed with Juliet. This is too short term. 4, to escape the pressures of his family. This doesn't actually include a great deal of the important action of the play. 5, to settle down with a woman who loves him. This doesn't include the greatness of his need or struggle. 6, to love a girl who will love him unconditionally. Now we're getting somewhere. This is by no means an exhaustive list. Every actor will see different things in a role and will bring new insights to his analysis, and that is just fine. If you and your best friend were to both play the role of Romeo, you can be sure that Each of you would have different insights into the role based on experience, sensitivity, philosophical views, and so on. The right intention is one that follows the script, incorporates your own insights, and completely illustrates the behavior of the character. Review. Points to consider when choosing an intention. 1. Some general rules for articulating intention. A. Keep the intention in active verb form. Don't use the construction, quote, to be blank. Example, to gain power over all members of the firm, not to be rich and powerful. B, try to pin down the specific action of the character, keeping in mind all that he or she does in the play. Example, to find the person who hurt my friends, not to discover the truth. C, try to capture the real need of the character. Don't choose the too general or all-encompassing verb. Example, to regain approval from the members of my family, not to justify myself. D, choose an intention that directly acts upon others. Example, to make everyone in this room bow down to me, not to achieve greatness. Another point to consider when choosing an intention. 2, picking the right verb will help keep you on track as you develop your role. Here are some good active verbs to keep in mind when you are choosing your intention for a character. Grasp, win, maintain, build, create, hold, force, destroy, solve, resolve. Do you see how powerful these words are? They have a great potential for action and forward movement in the script. Develop a list on your own. 3, make sure you've picked the best intention. The way to be sure is to go back to the text periodically and look at the action of the character to see if everything still fits. If you suspect that your intention may not be the strongest choice, then rethink it. Hold the intention you choose up against the evidence of the text and the discoveries you made in rehearsal about the characters' relationships. Your new discoveries may help you redefine the intention to make it more specific, more applicable to relationships, more active, or more in line with the larger needs of the character. It's not a sin to adjust your intentions as you work the role. The best actors hone the intention throughout the entire rehearsal process. 4, don't worry if your intentions seem vague at first. This part of the acting technique takes practice. You will get better at finding strong intention every time you do a role. In the meantime, practice your intention selection skills on your own. Every time you read a play or novel, or see a movie or a play, pick out intentions for each of the characters. Every time you set out to do something in your own life, try to state your intention using the guidelines outlined above.